3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 1110. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting the subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. My current goal is 300 subscribers at this time, so thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. With just now seeing the number 1, 2, 3 on the timer, to start this reading off, there's a clear message to trust that everything happens for a reason. Maybe there's something here you're worried about, anxious about, frustrated about, sad about, just feeling negative about. And it's important to trust that things are the way that they are for a reason. You feel the way that you do for a reason. Maybe there's something here to learn. Even if it's just about yourself. Maybe there's something here to heal from. No matter, what the situation is or where these negative feelings are coming from, it's really important to trust, to have trust in yourself and where the universe has placed or positioned you at this time. I always would want to encourage people to seek out deeper meaning with these feelings and uncomfortable situations. Because spiritually, you don't have to go through this alone. You don't have to solely rely on yourself to maintain your faith, your hope, your trust, and ultimately your strength. The universe, your spirit guides, are always ready and willing to help you, to lift you up, and to help you see things that maybe you're struggling to see on your own. Especially when it comes to things about yourself, like your own strength, or specific strengths, or something like that. Maybe somebody here is feeling frustrated, anxious, and tired because of a situation outside of your control. It could definitely be something to do, with what's happening at home, your closest relationships, at work. Whatever it is attached to your sense of stability, security, and safety. And it's frustrating, anxiety-inducing, and tiring. And not easier because the world just isn't built to be that way. And that's really frustrating. But what we can do is be mindful of how we approach and deal with these sorts of things. These bigger powers, situations, problems outside of our direct control. Perhaps there could be a way for you to express these feelings into something that really matters to you. Maybe even gives you a sense of purpose. Let's go ahead and move into interpreting number 1110, which is not going to be too complicated. It usually isn't, but I'm only saying that because we've got 3 ones and the number 0. And if you don't already know, the number 1 for me is about trusting your intuition and believing in your strength. And I did feel connected to the High Priestess card from Tarot. That's a major arcana that's all about your intuition and your inner voice, what it's telling you. So, what is your intuition telling you? Your inner voice. What do you know? What do you feel? What do you think and believe? What's going on the inside right now? And how can you take more control over your inner world to maintain your strength? I'm seeing the Nine of Wands, which is that card is all about perseverance and feeling like you're in the last stretch of something before you can release some sort of burden, or before things get too heavy to carry on your own. Someone here may need encouragement to be patient. And part of what can help you be more patient is not neglecting your own psychological, mental, emotional, spiritual state. As I was talking about before, what are these feelings, these negative feelings trying to tell you? Maybe it could be helpful to not only look at what your intuition is telling you, but also your fear, if that's what you're feeling. Is it trying to protect you or limit you? Is it instinct or is it trauma? Maybe it's a little bit of both. You never know. But since there are 3 ones here, that message to trust and believe in yourself, your strength, your intuition, is 3 times as strong. So I just really feel that that's whoever comes across this video. Don't underestimate what you know, what you feel, what you believe in, what you are capable of. For real. I'm really, really feeling that. The number 0 it can be about recurring patterns or themes that you need to pay attention to, or that you're being guided to pay attention to. And these can show up in the form of spiritual communication. I'm feeling connected to the Notice the Signs card from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. So your ancestors in particular could be sending you messages or signs, or even just support to help you feel comforted and protected if you really are feeling nervous about your stability, inside or out. These patterns or these themes can also show up in the way things align and what you have been experiencing in life or what you're experiencing right now. Maybe even what you could experience in the future. Just pay attention to what the universe is trying to tell you. Your spirit guides, what they're trying to tell you. Your own experiences, what they mean. And any other patterns or themes that may be coming up in one way or another. The number 0 can also be a reminder or confirmation for you to know when to put yourself first. So don't be afraid to use your voice. I mean, it's okay to be afraid, but let yourself have courage. As I often say, what is courage without fear? It's not the same when you're not nervous. That's just fearlessness, which is still powerful. But to me, courage has more beauty to it. Because you are going into the unknown. And that's a scary thing to do. And facing your fears is something that is beautiful, in my opinion. This could be a call for you to show up more authentically, more honestly for yourself. So you can ultimately show up more honestly and authentically for other people and just the collective overall. Just don't forget that you matter and you deserve to have a voice and a place in this world. that makes enough room for you. Moving on to adding up these numbers, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0 is the number 3. And I interpret the number 3 as expressing yourself using your voice or communicating in some way. And this could be with someone else, through art, maybe another way that feels right for or aligned with you. Like I've already said, with putting yourself first, you deserve to be heard. And you deserve to attract people, places, and things that reflect who you truly are. And the best way to do that, if not the only way, is to be honest with yourself and others about who you really are, especially when it comes to your worth and what you deserve. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Before I took a drink of my water, I saw the number 122 on the timer, which is a reminder or a sign, about how change starts with you. So I feel called to tell you that whenever you use your voice more, express yourself honestly and authentically more, it really inspires others to do the same, even if it's just the immediate people around you. You can make a positive impact, and it matters no matter how big or small that positive impact is, because you are contributing. The impact that you have is just one of many. A bunch of other people having a positive impact, and when we all come together to make a positive impact, the impact is more powerful. It's bigger. So don't underestimate the power of your own impact. And maybe even those around you. Maybe you're having a little trouble having a little more faith and trust in somebody else. But I did see the number 222 on the timer, and right as I said that, I saw the number 234. Well, the number 234 is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. And the number 2 can be confirmation of a significant relationship or situation that may have come up in your mind thus far in this reading. It can also be confirmation or guidance for you to create peace and balance within yourself and to be very mindful about the choices that you are making, ensuring that you are prioritizing what really means the most to you, including your own well-being. There really is a call here for you to reflect more on how you feel, especially if you need to make a decision. You don't have to rush into anything. I just saw 3, 2, 1 on the timer, my goodness. Another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. You feel the way that you do for a reason. You're in the situation that you're in for a reason. And it feels like there's something here to learn, and I'm really feeling that. Especially thinking of the Teach and Share card in the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. Maybe there is an opportunity here to learn something, to become a teacher from being a student, and sharing whatever you learn from yourself or this situation at this time. The last couple of ways that I interpret the number 3, the number 333 could be significant for you, but is healing and growing and making a commitment to that healing and that growth. So you can ultimately make a commitment to anything else you want to invest in and grow in your life. I'm a firm believer that if you don't allow yourself to grow, if you don't learn how to grow as a person, it's going to be very difficult to know how to grow anything or sustain anything outside of yourself. This just could be another message about, you gotta know when to put yourself first, your needs. And it really is such a beautiful and comforting thing to have a strong, nurturing, and protective and honest relationship with yourself. Never forget or neglect the journey or the relationship that you have with yourself. Overall, with these numbers, there's been very strong messages about trusting your intuition and believing in your strength. Pay attention to any signs, messages, or the way that things align and what these things are trying to tell you. And really know when to put yourself first, maybe even to put your foot down and to use your voice and take every opportunity that you can to heal and to grow. And that noise was a notification. Let me just put this on Do Not Disturb. I saw 543, another sign of just everything happens for a reason, I suppose. But the sound of that notification happened for a reason. Makes me think like there's some sort of notification when it comes to healing. I don't know, maybe you have like a certain health app on your phone, or maybe your thoughts and your feelings are just trying to notify you of something right now. You, like I've been saying, you really do feel the way that you do right now, and I strongly encourage you to reflect on these feelings, to discern between your intuition and your fear, to help you move forward in the best way possible for you. So you can see that there are a couple of decks on the table right now. We have the Secrets of Tarot cards and these deck of index cards that I wrote on myself. I just wrote things on these cards that I felt called to write on them. I'm just going to set those off to the side and start with these tarot cards. I'm going to draw out a few of these tarot cards just to see, what comes through, especially in relation to the messages that we have received with the number 1110. I saw another number, 654, to trust that everything happens for a reason. Whatever messages, whatever cards come out, you're coming across this reading for a reason. And if your intuition, if telling you that makes you feel confident, pay attention. This is very telling. We have the Nine of Swords to start. As you can see, there are many, many things written on this card, starting with what I myself have written. It's hopelessness, anxiety, nightmares, negativity, overthinking, indecision, fulfill, ideal, and inspire. There's also the zodiac signs of Libra, Air, and Aquarius. The zodiac sign of Capricorn that could be significant too. And the element of air is connected to this card. The artist wrote on this card, tears and frustrations, letting go of emotions. The number 9 itself for me is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. And to me, it appears that there's a lot of fear and frustration in this card that needs to be released to contribute to something greater than yourself, bigger than yourself. I can definitely tell that whoever is watching this reading could really use some comfort right now. So I really want you to be aware that your ancestors, in my opinion, are the spiritual beings to go to when you need comfort and protection. So if you don't want to spiritually be alone in this, I really encourage you to reach out to them, for them to make their presence known to you. Just really, with honest, genuine intentions, let them know, like, I really need you here right now. I need help. I really, really need help. It's okay to ask for help, even if it's in an unconventional way. You support yourself in the way that you really need to be supported right now. Let's go ahead and draw out the next card. Let's take this one. We have the Chariot in reverse. There's not as much written on this card, but it is a major arcana, so it's a more powerful theme. And this anxiety, this fear is kind of just a symptom of whatever this theme is. And on this card, I wrote the zodiac sign of Cancer, and this is connected to the element of water. The number 7 here has the words spirit, wisdom, and explore written around it, and the artist wrote movement of resonance, journey, victory over situation or problem, balancing the opposite polarities. If you want victory, you can have it. You just have to be willing to fight and work for it. I'm really feeling connected to that energy of perseverance and the 9 of Wands again. There's a number 9 there, another number 9. I just saw 111. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, and trust and believe in whatever sense of purpose you feel that inspires you to let go of the fear, the frustration, whatever, the people, places, and things that just do not serve you or your highest well-being, your highest good. And I really want you to know that going through this journey of healing and releasing, surrendering, you are so far from alone. There's a whole movement out there. There really, really is. And you may already know that, depending on how much you've explored the spiritual community. But yeah, talking about the number 7 on the Chariot into more detail, and I see that number as expanding your awareness and your consciousness and becoming wiser and connecting with the deeper meaning of a situation, yourself, the universe, whatever it may be. So this number 7 really, really confirms that message about how there's something to learn here. There's an opportunity to become wiser and have a stronger connection with your spirit guides, the universe, whatever higher power you believe in. And I really encourage you to pay attention, to take this opportunity to become wiser and more faithful. The Chariot card itself in reverse is actually very interesting right next to this, fearful 9 of Swords card, because I interpret the Chariot as, who or what is in the driver's seat right now. When it's in reverse, it's most of the time, if not all the time, it's fear. So I really encourage you, as I've done a lot in this video, to reflect on these feelings, this fear, the frustration, so you can gain control over them. Once you understand them, it's a lot easier to know what to do with them. Maybe even journaling might help, or meditation. You really do deserve your own attention and care right now. That is abundantly clear to me. The last card is actually a person. The name Pearson, could it be significant, or maybe even a label? But the card that I have is the Queen of Wands in reverse. And again, this has a lot of words on it. I wrote manifestor, drive. I'm feeling connected to the word divine. It also says fiery, joy, bravery. There could be a sign here for somebody that you are on the right path. Also says influence, teach, understand. Remember I talked about teach and share. We have the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Feeling connected to Capricorn again. And the element of fire. And the artist of this deck wrote, woman over 25 years, green eyes, blonde to red hair, positive, fiery, and outspoken. And only take what resonates from what I said about this card. But like I said, it is in reverse. And this is really showing me a lack of confidence, a lack of trust and faith within yourself. So this really gives me the feeling that whatever you're feeling fearful of, it feels like the fear is bigger than the threat actually is. Because it's more about your confidence in your ability to navigate your fear or scary situations than the situation itself. Like, this is definitely focused more on you and how you're handling something, or, you know, even handling or treating yourself. It does feel like your focus should be on gaining more confidence. And I'm seeing the Seven of Wands. And I'm thinking of it like in reverse. You know, the confidence to stand up for yourself, but maybe you're feeling like you want to give up. You're feeling defeated, depleted. I did talk about in the beginning about how you could be feeling tired. So take the time and space that you need to understand yourself right now so you can have more control over yourself and ultimately your reality or some sort of situation. I'm going to wrap up this reading now by drawing out one of these index cards that I talked about earlier. Family could be significant here, which would make sense why I felt called to encourage you to connect more with your ancestors. If you're having trouble with family who are in this life with you right now. The card that I have, I want to kiss you. Interesting. Well, it's very clear here that there is something about... Well, I want to show you this too. It says, recognize how wise you truly are. Because I saw it at the bottom of the deck. And on the other side, when I flipped it, stop ignoring yourself. Right. So it feels like there's a romantic situation here, and maybe that is what you're trying to navigate. Either that, or there is a partner that could offer more support to you, and it's okay to lean on them for that support. But I really encourage you to use your judgment and only be vulnerable with this person if you truly feel safe and confident to do so. Overall, this reading has really been calling for you very strongly to trust and believe in yourself, to pay attention to the signs, the patterns, and to put yourself first, express yourself, heal, grow, commit to yourself and what means the most to you. There's a lot of fear here, a lot of anxiety, a lot of heaviness. And it's important to work through this so you don't lose control over yourself and your reality. And there most certainly is an opportunity here to heal and to, evolve, to have a stronger relationship with yourself that you definitely deserve. And if there's somebody here that you can lean on, I really encourage you to do that. And if not, trust and believe in your ability to know what's right for you, your worth, and what you actually deserve.